Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sumi back again with another episode of Slay the Spire. Today we're going to be playing the Silent. We haven't successfully won with the Silent yet. In fact, our only wins have been with the Ironclad. We're looking at Ascension 2 next time we play it. But today, the Silent. I've done a bit of thinking about how this character should be played. I've looked into a couple of things, taken some advice here and there. So, one thing that I did pick up on is the fact that early the Ring of Snakes is probably the weakest of the three relics, as far as starting character relics go, but late game, it's likely the strongest, which makes sense, since towards the third act we're probably going to be gunning for a specific card or cards every combat, so this just helps us hit that a little bit faster, 7 instead of 5. So we're not going to trade it out, I don't think. We're going to shoot for the moon, and just hopefully not get stuck gazing at stars. We've got a couple of opportunities for shops. However, I think I want to take a long, hard look at our route today. Let's see. Okay, so the slime isn't a particularly easy fight for the Silent, as far as I can tell. Mainly because my usual goal when I fight the slime is attempting to do as much burst damage as I can before he splits. Like as in trying to get him roughly around the 72, 73 HP mark, and then the following turn just really laying into him so he splits with as little HP as possible. That's not particularly easy with the Silent in the first act. So, I think we want to at least try to get a boss relic to help us with that. Potential bosses are the Knob, the Goblin, which I don't think we're in a good spot to fight. Neutralize helps, but this character we probably want to play defensively, and it's a bit harder to play defensively against the Knob. The other two, I'm not too concerned with. Just a bit of a power spike can get us through those fairly unscathed, I would like to think. Let's go ahead and let this screen define how our run starts. Random rare card. It takes a while to get a rare card, so you cannot draw. I did not read that. You cannot draw additional cards this turn. Reduce the cost of all cards in your hand to 0 this turn. Interesting. Not sure why that would be necessary, unless it's... Well, I guess it allows you to draw into this and still play it. That doesn't exhaust, does it? No, okay. So, bullet time is huge, I think. Especially with our Ring of Snakes. Wow. Let's try to get a shop upgrade before we fight a boss, maybe? That seems like a good way to go. We definitely want to fight a boss if we can. This might be an option. This route allows us to fight a boss. We don't have an option to fight this boss, though, so I don't know about that one. Maybe... Maybe we take this route anyway, honestly. Oh, what am I saying? We can fight this boss, then we can actually cross over and fight this boss. This is almost perfect for me. I guess I just looked at the lines wrong. Okay. Not really necessary. It doesn't really do much for us either way. Let's just triple strike him. I've watched the last couple of videos that I recorded with this new mic, and I'm starting to realize I have a tendency to move around a bit too much when I play. I'm a little bit fidgety, so the audio gets a little bit weird, so I'm making a concentrated effort not to move more than a couple of inches in any direction right now. I can't guarantee that I can keep that promise, but I am trying at least. Okay, that fight went very well in our favor. Poison is fine. Draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. Acrobatics, we don't really have the energy to spare early on to be spending energy on drawing. Maybe if we could take both of these, but I don't think so. Expertise, I'm not a huge expertise fan, to be real with you. We just don't have the energy to get to a point where this is going to make a big difference and then be able to bullet time once we get bullet time upgraded. So let's go ahead and pass on these. All decent options, but none of them really fit in with what we're trying to accomplish. Since we're only fighting bosses after campfires, we'll be able to upgrade our neutralize and our bullet time, ideally. So we're not in any major danger of needing to be choosy with cards early. So I think we've got a bit of leeway to really consider our decisions as far as card choices go. Okay, I'm not even mad about this. This is fine. And we'll discard that. Doesn't really matter. Okay. No real reason that we would need to do anything here, really. Skewer. Skewer doesn't really fit in with what we're trying to accomplish with bullet time. So maybe a blade dance is in order. Maybe a blade dance is in order. Okay. Leg sweep is pretty nice. Master of Strategy is very nice too. Master of Strategy would be great here. Too bad we can't afford it. We can't really afford anything but some removal. Let's just go ahead and remove then. I think we'll take a strikeout. We put a blade dance in our deck, so let's try to keep the balance of things. I like dagger throw, but I don't like dagger throw enough to take it, especially not with the way things are looking now. Do we want to buy an explosive potion? An explosive potion would make really short work of the 3 artifact enemies. When's our next shop? Unknown. So we'll take the explosive potion. If we don't have to use it here, we might get a chance to use it against the slime boss instead. Alright, let's jump right into this. I think first, let's start with you. Excellent. Let's go ahead and lay into you. Perfect. Okay, this is running pretty well. I think we're doing a pretty good job of playing to our strengths. Okay. Consider this an episode 11 or 12 or whatever episode this is. Forewarning. I do know there is a card called Grand Finale, and I do know that it's become kind of a running joke among some of my friends and I. So at the earliest opportunity, I will be taking a Grand Finale once it's unlocked in an attempt to make it work. I'm sure there will be some angry people about this, but it's just gotta happen. Grand Finale. Sucker Punch falls off a bit too much late game. Dagger Throw is okay, but it's just draw and discard, so we're not net drawing anything. And it's probably a weaker attack later too. Outmaneuver is cool, but we're kind of focusing on run 1 stuff, or turn 1 stuff. So let's pass on him. Our deck is relatively on the thin side. I don't really want to take any damage here. I don't have enough gold to really care too much if I can't kill you. So instead of rolling the dice, I think we're just gonna slow roll him. if it's all the same to you guys. Of course it is. Let's pop that. Sure. Now, if he tries to block next turn, there's no... Ooh. Not much chance of us killing him, huh? But again, we kind of knew that going into it. That we don't really have just the bare damage to do anything with it. So, unfortunate, but I guess it's a good thing that we bought our explosive potion. Piercing Wail is nice. Blur is also nice. If we get Blur and Bullet Time on the first turn, we can stack block like crazy. Piercing Wail is just so nice, though. What is Piercing Wail going to let us do? Let's talk about that. If this is the artifact ones, then great, but we've got an explosive potion to deal with those. Also, Piercing Wail exhaust, so it's just going to consume those artifacts. So it's not really great for that fight. I forget how to pronounce the name of the boy that wakes up, but that boss, I think we're fairly okay with. I don't think a turn of Piercing Wail is going to do much since he does damage in like sets of like 15 or something. However, and also this will just make the knob angry. The same goes for this, but this just gives us a bit more dynamic defense. Let's take the Blur. And let's upgrade the Neutralize. I think we've got to upgrade the Neutralize first. Okay, so we kind of expected this. But because we expected it, we're prepared for it. I don't see us killing any of these turn 2. So let's actually go ahead and focus on this guy. Block the damage. We've almost got enough block for next turn as well, so that's nice. So there's a good chance we'll be able to save our explosive potion for the slime. Okay, we already talked about this. We're just going to go right in on him. We're actually able to block all of that damage. Maybe it's just me, but compared to the last 3 tries, our silent play today seems to be fairly precise, at least so far. I hope I don't mess that up at some point, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm not feeling too great about these guys both attacking on the same turn, since I've got to find 18 blocks somewhere. But with bullet time, it's possible. This isn't what I had in mind, however, it does work for blocking all but 5. So we might realistically not even have to rest at all this floor. Don't hold me to that, but we're in a pretty good position to just jump right on the slime at whatever health we're at and kill it. Since we're saving this explosive potion as far as I know. We're gonna take 8 here. Not the greatest, but it's not game changing. And this turn, I'm fairly certain he's dead. I say that, we are a bit dazed. I think our odds are fairly good that we'll be able to kill him next turn. Whether or not we'll be able to actually kill him and block all of the incoming damage from that sentry is another story. Or, or we're not going to do either. We'll discard the defend, let these two just burn themselves. A fairly slow boss fight. Okay. This is a little bit ridiculous. I think this happened the last time I anticipated being able to kill these guys fast as well. Starting to regret not using the explosive just for convenience sake. Let's go ahead and hit ya, block it. We'll see how the next boss fight goes. at present, I'm not feeling too great now about not having to heal. We might have to use the last fire. But at least this fight's almost over, and if we can get any kind of damage spiking relic or card, we might still be able to come out without having to use any campfires. Don't know just yet. We've still got a skill potion. We've got a poison potion. Ideally, and this won't make a huge difference, but ideally we can get the slime down to right before he splits, and then the following turn hit him with an explosive potion, hit him with some poison damage just for another tick of 16. Okay. I'm starting to think Sneaky Strike's not the greatest thing in the world unless you have a deck that's like guaranteed discard. Riddle with Holes is fine. But we don't have any way to get strength or anything like that. Burst. I think we could actually make Burst work in our deck. Especially with Blur. Let's take a Burst. Okay, unfortunately there's not gonna be anything for us here. It stings, but that's just the way it's gotta be sometimes. Excellent. I like Juzu. So maybe we'll get something to either heal us a little bit here or some money. Good face, bad face. I'm not familiar with these, so I have no idea what could be here. At the end of combat, raise your max HP by 1. Wow. Well, we found the cleric, just not in the way that I had anticipated. We're at a precarious spot. We don't have enough damage to where I really want to heal yet. So maybe we'll just go deep on this. Or we'll click it once, get some scales, and be all the better for anything that hits multiple times. Now, elite or no? I think we smith here, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's upgrade Burst just to make sure we've got the defense needed for just about everything. I'm gonna fight the boss. I'm not really scared of this. About the best first turn we could have hoped for, save for bullet time. But now we've got it for next turn. We've got Blur. How much are you dealing? 10? I don't love that. However, maybe this is a ridiculous move on my part. Whenever you play a skill, it gains 2 strength. So I'm going to actually be shooting myself in the foot if I do anything here. I almost did it. But we're not. We're just gonna heal before the last boss, sadly. Wow, really gonna do this to me, huh? That really kinda sucks. What can we do here? I think I'm gonna poison him. Just because he's got me a little bit worried right now. And maybe we will block a little bit of his damage. And say we're gonna try to kill you in like 2 turns. Okay, not the worst thing in the world. We're gonna take the 8. I'm not really loving the way this knob is doing things. But what can we really do? At least he's dead this turn, almost certainly. Okay. We got him, but it doesn't feel as good as I want it to. Okay. Oh, right. Excellent. Whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. No longer works when you spend any gold at a shop. Climb a floor. What exactly does that mean? Piercing Whale. I think I'll go ahead and take a Piercing Whale in our deck now that we're a little bit farther. Okay, so we're just getting 12 gold. Okay, excellent. So we're actually getting a crazy amount of gold because of this, I think. Bullet time. Sure. Burst. Tons of shivs. I don't actually think we need to use our whale just yet. Oh, we definitely didn't, actually. Cool, cool. Okay, we can really just kind of lay into him here, I think. It's likely we can kill one of these. I don't really want to even consider using our damage here. So let's not. Let's just conserve for next turn. We're going to be weak, I think. Oh, double frailty. Actually, that's just fine. I don't really understand it, but, you know. Whatever the AI wants to do for me. I should have played one of those slimes in hindsight. So these both can only use frail on me. Fine by me. We're not in a great position for the final fight, after all. I wasn't expecting to have to fight slimes before we fight slimes, but that's just the way it goes. I'm not loving how many non-damaged cards we have. I wish I had considered that a little bit more. We're kind of supplementing it with bursted shivs, but it's still just not enough. Okay, I think we'll take more shivs just to solve that problem. There are plenty of things in the game that shivs synergize with, so we'll go for it. Okay. I'm concerned for our chances here, and probably rightly so. Okay, I'm getting a pretty bad feeling, so let's just do this. Let's Bouncing Flask him and pay special attention. We probably should have bursted him, to be honest, but okay, Envenom is amazing for us, but 1000 Cuts is actually probably better here. These are all really nice. For our purposes, let's go 1000 Cuts. We'll burst our Blade Dance. And we'll deal a lot of damage to him, just like this. Okay, so this is going to hit him for 5. Taking him down to 85. He's going to tick for... I think this is okay. He's not going to split, but we're going to get him very close to splitting. He's also weakened, so we might actually be able to block all of this. Okay, not all of it, but a very good amount of it. This is actually fantastic. Oh... Okay, now hold up a second. So he didn't attack us, but he still split? I just missed something. I'm not 100% sure what I just missed. But I could swear something strange just happened. I was certain we were going to have him one away, and then he was going to attack us, hurt himself, but not be able to split. Okay, well. We'll leave you just before splitting. We're still fine. I just made a pretty big mistake, but I think I've been playing decently enough to cover for it now. Keeping him just out of split range. Okay. To keep him from splitting, we're actually going to... I should have played that slime. We're actually going to let him do whatever it is he's doing. Now these are both one hit away from splitting. Because of this, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Okay, good. So the poison ticks before either of them split. Now if we can just burst some more shivs, I think we'll be okay. This works for me too. Looking pretty good. This is going a bit slower than most of our runs have, which might not necessarily be a bad thing, but it might cause me to pause at the middle of the second act, where we get our non-boss relic, and stop the video there. Assuming we make it that long, but I'm feeling pretty good about our odds of making it there at least. I don't know about winning. But it certainly would be nice to finally get a W with the silent. Aha! Finally remembered to play some slimes. Now that we got pretty lucky with this 1,000 cuts. It basically is carrying this boss fight. I recognize that. I'm grateful for it. Easy. And now we have the opportunity to pick it up, which we're going to do, because it just goes pretty well with what we're trying to accomplish. Okay. Ecto, you can no longer gain gold. That kind of sucks for our mob bank. Sozu, you can no longer obtain potions. That might be fine. The potions, it kind of hurts to lose what we got from Potion Belt here. But I'm not taking this because it's going to mess with our bullet time. I don't really want to take this because we've got such a nice little gold gain going here. So I think we'll just Sozu. We'll take Sozu, we'll think carefully about using our explosive potion, and we should come out on top. Alright, already this floor, or this side path, has a shop early and 4 campfires. What more could I ask for? Let's get fancy with it. We don't have 1,000 cuts, sadly. I'm gonna go ahead and try to put some work in on this guy, since he's about to buff up. But you know, bird drop, thorn pop, block, 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 block. How's that for bars? Yeah, let's go on him. By all means. Alright. That's a touch scary. How about this? How about we... 1,000 cuts. And we just don't like let any of this happen. Maybe that's silly of me, but I don't think so. Add a random skill to your hand. Not necessary. 1,000 cuts is whenever you play a card. So deflect is good. We actually might be okay with taking a backflip now. I think it might still be a touch early to take a backflip. Especially before we get our bullet time to cost nothing, but we've got an extra energy. Let's backflip it. I haven't been taking that card at all, so now's as good a time as any. It's going to cost us 75 to get rid of that. Downside, we can't remove one of these, but for the sake of maybe being able to get something really cool at the shop, let's do it. If we could pick up a top tier relic here that just complements what we've got going on with our synergies, then I really just can't in good conscience say no to that. Okay, let's tear into him. And maybe we'll... maybe we'll refrain from taking any damage this turn. We've got so much... oh. I take it back. I didn't realize that I was about to burst that. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. But since we've got so much block from it, we might as well. Okay, how about piercing? Well, how about I consider order first? Somebody slap me. 1,000 cuts is fine. Blade dance is fine. We're just laying into him. He's just about dead. I think I can probably get away with just 1,000 cutsing him to death, but I don't know just yet. If he's blocking this turn, I'm a bit concerned. That's unfortunate. I can get him one away, too. How incredibly unfortunate for us. He's only putting up 6 block. I can strike him and he dies. Actually, I can shiv him to death. Then I can just really go in on you, but it's not going to be enough. We'll get some of our gold back. Not all of it. Okay. I think I've been underestimating Well Laid. Because it really just allows us to do so many cool things. Let's take a Well Laid Plans. And now we'll never want for anything. Probably. Juzu just lit up. I wonder if that means that it prevented us from fighting something. We got a lantern without taking the curse. I'm gonna call that extremely lucky. That's pretty strong looking. Deal 6 damage for each attack you played this turn. How does that upgrade? Into 8? Very cool. Orichalcum does next to nothing for us. Let's go ahead and remove the curse like we talked about. I could get Chemical X just for some feel-good stuff, but it just doesn't really go with what we're trying to do at all. I think we're going to take Finisher, though. What attack from our draw pile do we want? Really, none. We'll take Finisher. We're lacking in the damage department, and Finisher really makes up for that. Discovery might do some good things for us, too. Where's our next shop? Basically never. Nah. As much as I really want to, I don't think we do. How does this upgrade? Same thing over and over again. Nah, let's skip it. We will upgrade. I think we're gonna upgrade finisher. Now what we really want, Chemical X might have actually been a viable option. If we could get a skewer, is it skewer? A skewer with these two on turn 1, we could do some crazy damage. That's fine. I noticed Juzu didn't light up that time. Juzu and Sozu. So I guess I was correct. Let's go ahead and rest it off here. Might not have been necessary, but hey. Every 3 we certainly are getting a lot of energy. But there is the chance that we never will even see skewers, so I'm not really all that mad. Now, do we bullet time the 1,000 cuts? Or do we 1,000 cuts the bullet time? Let's backflip. Let's bullet time. Now it's 1,000 cuts. Might as well start this crazy process now. Pretty cool. That sets us up for next turn to not have to really do anything blockwise. Okay, we will play our well laid. And we'll just kind of follow suit and lay right into him. I imagine he's blocking the Mystic, and the Mystic's healing him. Funny how nature do that. Okay. Not exactly what I had in mind, but it most certainly is something. Maybe we'll just go ahead and burst to defend. We'll pop a finisher. Might as well. We're basically just hitting 1,000 cuts over and over again. I don't know what to expect out of this run just yet, but it's feeling pretty good. Okay. Your next 2 skills are played twice. So what if we maximize value? Go burst. Bullet time hits twice. Blade dance hits twice. Hit him, hit him. Alright. We're gonna take 4. But I mean, we've done crazy things for our damage recently here. I don't even need to hit you. We're gonna start going on the Mystic instead. Feeling pretty good. Let's keep the defend just in case crazy things happen. I don't think that even takes up a card draw slot. Actually, well laid with bullet time is pretty neat. So we'll neutralize and strike. Pretty cool. We still have 441 gold though. It'd be very nice if we could encounter like a question mark shop or something. Oh. That wasn't necessary, but I really just want to like get a hand that does exactly what I want it to. See, this is what I was looking for. Whenever you draw this card, add a copy of it into your hand, deal 4. I feel like this is very good for us because it's going to hit 1,000 cuts twice. 1,000 cuts upgraded deals 2, so it's actually increasing that's value by 4 instead of 2. With that in mind, let's go ahead and try to upgrade 1,000 cuts. Maybe this will be a shop for us, or something to spend money on. It's not. However, should we remove or just go ahead and get these upgraded? Let's take a defend out of our deck. I feel like we're just oversaturated with defense cards that don't do a ton for us. Oh ho ho. Instead, what if we bullet time? That's pretty cool, I gotta say. We're taking a little bit of damage, but it's still pretty cool how that played out for us. Although, it'd be real nice if we could just get our hands on really anything. 1,000 cuts would be great. Let's go ahead and start on this guy. We're not taking... We're taking 1. We are taking 1. I'm not too mad about it, though. Okay. Now things are starting to come together. We've got our 1,000 cuts. We've got our well-laid. Defend a little bit. We can't quite kill him. We don't quite have the reach for it. So let's go ahead and do this to him. We could have actually made him die that turn, but I suppose this is fine. See if we can't backflip into something useful. I'll take it. We're just retaining these for bullet time, not that we need it. Okay, all in all, that's a fine fight for us. More turn 1 advantage is nice. None of this really screams play me. Does it? I don't think so. Okay, cool. So we can go ahead and do that. We can wail. He's already going to be hurting himself here with the spikes, so I think we shoot for killing the cultist before it buffs up anymore. Okay, bullet time's fine. Let's make sure there are no wasted motions in here. So it's going to be 7, 12. However, this would be, what, 5, 10, 15? Oh, that's right, I upgraded it, so it's even more. Cool. This is fine, we're basically just playing stuff to play stuff. Even if we get a bunch of dazed, I don't think we're going to be taking any damage. Well, maybe. Okay, we did take a little bit. But he does die this turn. No thank you. He dies on the first hit too, so we're actually only going to take 2. That works for me. Leg sweep. Do we want leg sweep? I think so. It's 11 block and 2 weak, potentially for free if we get a good bullet time turn. I think you gotta heal here. Act 2 bosses have statistically been very bad for us. I ended up letting this run a little bit longer than I meant to, just out of habit. So we're actually going to stop right here. And in the next episode, we'll go ahead and tackle the final boss here. But, as always, thank you very much for your time, everybody. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all on the next episode. Take care.